sometimes people say, what's the secret of a long marriage? It's like, you don't get divorced. And I think, you go through challenges in your marriage, and here's what I found. First time we had a big hiccup in the road, you go through things, you go, wow, there's a reward at the other end of it. There's this incredible reward. You love each other more. You learn something. You let go of something. You get those hard edges get softened. You're that block of stone, and life shapes you and takes away those hard edges.
Olivia and George Harrison did manage to have a long and, by all accounts, happy marriage. She helped him heal from his divorce with Patti Boyd. They bonded in an almost spiritual way over shared interests and upbringings. The notoriously private Beatle wasn't always easy to connect with. She released a poetry collection to let the world know what he was really like. She also works to honor the legacy of his music. This work has helped her move on with her life without him. Keep watching to learn why George Harrison's widow, Olivia, may have found herself a new partner. The timeline of George and Olivia's relationship. Before they met, George met Patti Boyd on the set of 1964's A Hard Day's Night. They fell in love and were married in 1966, but the relationship wasn't meant to last. Eric Clapton fell in love with Pattie as well. She inspired him to write songs like Layla and Wonderful Tonight. George stayed with her until she told him she wanted to leave. Pattie separated from George in June 1974. She wrote about it in her memoir that she co-wrote with Penny Junor. George allegedly suggested a divorce during Christmas time of '73. He had a hard time recovering from the loss. He said in a 1979 interview with Rolling Stone that he went on a, quote, bit of a bender to make up for all the years I'd been married. The split was amicable, and he tried to make that very clear from 1974 onward. He wasn't upset with Pattie or her new beau, Eric Clapton, and was happy they'd found each other. They all remained friends for the rest of their lives. Meeting Olivia. George met Olivia a few months after separating from Pattie, but before he was officially divorced. They met over the telephone in 1974 while setting up the Dark Horse record label. The business relationship quickly developed into a romantic one. He also wrote songs for her. The most notable one was Dark Sweet Lady, a tune about how she helped him through his life. Despite the friendly terms, Eric did try to warn Olivia about George's darker side. He warned that the bender he'd been on might not be over. It made Olivia worry, but not enough to call the relationship off. They were together on the Dark Horse tour that began November 2, 1974. Olivia's picture appeared on the artwork for the Dark Horse album, issued December 9, 1974. He also thanked her in the credits. She appeared in the promotional film Ding Dong Ding Dong. Divorcing Pattie. George's divorce with Pattie wasn't finalized until 1977. Getting a divorce was difficult at the time in the UK. One partner has to sue the other on grounds of adultery and unreasonable behavior. George didn't want to go to court or ruin his friendship with her and Eric. There is a way to get a no-fault divorce in the country. You have to live separately for 2 years. And that's what they did. And George and Pattie were granted a divorce June 9, 1977. Wedded Bliss with Olivia. Olivia found out she was pregnant with their first child, Tahani, in February of 1978. They were planning to get married, but George's father died in May of that year, so they decided to wait until after she'd given birth to have the ceremony. Tahani was born August 1st, 1978. George and Olivia were married September 2nd of that same year, and they remained together for the rest of George's life. George finally seemed ready to settle down and start a family. He said, quote, everybody who has a baby thinks their child is wonderful, and it is. George said, I'm enjoying it a lot. George's death. Massive fame can be dangerous, especially for a band as massive as the Beatles. George was once targeted by an obsessed stalker. An even more dangerous interaction came later. He was nearly murdered in 1999 by a delusional man who said he was on a mission from God and the Harrisons were witches. He broke into their home and stabbed George. Olivia fought back with a fireplace poker and a table lamp. The media portrayed her as a hero. They did live together for a little while longer, but his injuries from the attack were more severe than they seemed at first. They required the removal of a portion of his lungs. That brought back the cancer that he'd beaten in 1998. George Harrison died with his wife and child by his side November 29, 2001. Remembering Her Rockstar. Olivia had nothing but kind words to say when the Beatles were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for the second time. She oversees his recording catalog and reissuing campaigns. She's now one of the 5 directors of Apple Corps, along with Yoko Ono, Paul McCartney, and Ringo Starr, that control the Beatles' empire. She also produced the Concert for George All-Star Tribute. She's also produced films, documentaries, and box sets. She released a poetry collection in the 20th anniversary of George's death. It contains over 20 poems about their life together. It also has previously unreleased photographs and artwork. There's a foreword by their longtime friend Martin Scorsese, who directed the 2011 documentary George Harrison, Living in the Material World. He writes, quote, "This is a work that celebrates love but sees its transitory nature with clarity." She wrote the book to accompany the documentary. Its verses address their similar nature and childhoods, adjusting to his celebrity status and other topics. When asked why she chose to express her emotions through poetry, she said that she didn't choose it, it chose her. She'd been at a low point in 2018, and one of her friends, who's a neurologist, recommended reading poetry. It triggered her brain to start writing. She feels her poetry book is more personal than any autobiography. She hopes it reveals personal details of his physical features, such as how he got the scars on his fingers. Rumors of a new partner. Former Journey singer Steve Perry recently recorded a new version of the Beatles song I Need You on his solo album Traces. It was released October 5th and his first solo album since 1994's For the Love of Strange Medicine. When asked why he chose the song, he said, quote, "When I first heard the song, I was very young, and they did sort of a bossa nova version. And I'm thinking, what? That's so cool. But that song is so much better than that, my mind told me. I was very young, and I'm already criticizing music. I heard it in my head as an R&B song like I just recorded it. When I was a kid, I was 16, 18, somewhere in there. I was a teenager. I just heard it as a bigger song because it is a bigger song. George Harrison wrote an amazing song. I thought they'd done a good job doing it. I really thought it was a bigger sort of R&B pocket thing." He also noted how he got Olivia's blessing to do the track. He said, quote, "A friend of mine, Steve Ferrone, is very close to Olivia Harrison. And I said, someday I'd love to play the song for her and get her blessing. You ask her." So he comes back and said, "I spoke to her. Here's her email." She said, "Give her a call." So all of a sudden I'm emailing Olivia Harrison, and I'm trying to be very careful with every question. And I'm telling you, I got the blessing. Some have speculated the blessing might mean something more. Could this be another example of Olivia beginning a relationship at work that later turns romantic? They were spotted in Las Vegas together at a performance of Love, a Cirque du Soleil show based on the music of the Beatles. They posed for a photo with one of the performers when it was done. He also showed up to support her at a reading of her poetry book and commented on social media about how great it was. This isn't enough to confirm a romantic relationship, but it is enough to get the tabloids to take notice. Now it's time to hear from you. Who's your favorite member of the Beatles? Let us know in the comments section below.